Welcome back from the bench, everybody. As always, it's Eric, and we're back with more blasters to open. I'm going to ration these. I got 2 for this video. I'm like 3 from the last 2, and then I got 2 for the next one. So this one, we're going to talk about the North. We're going to talk about AFC North and then NFC North, and breaking down kind of where I think the teams are going to land in the division. So we'll start with the AFC. We've been starting with the AFC for this whole video. And so with that, we're going to start with neither one of these two teams. And I know a lot of people think maybe the Steelers could finally not have a winning season or a losing season, or finally have their first losing season under Mike Tomlin. But I don't think it's going to be the case. I think that is going to be for the Cleveland Browns still. So we'll get into that. AFC North is playing against the AFC East division, and they're also going to play against the NFC South. So some good teams for them to play on both of those. Obviously, AFC East, you're talking Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, which is, might be some easy games, obviously, for the Jets. NFC South, still talking some pretty good teams, right? So you got Tampa. Let's see NFC South again. Tampa, Saints, Panthers, and Atlanta. Atlanta's obviously a little bit easier, but the Saints, I think, are still going to be good. A tough team. Tampa, obviously, they're probably going to be pretty good. I'm having a really hard time with this blaster. And then even the Panthers, I don't think are going to be terrible. Give a fight. So Cleveland Browns, once again, starting this off. I think they're going to be the worst. I think if you look at their schedule, and when Deshaun finally gets back, he gets back in week 12, which is pretty far down the line, obviously. And you're looking at, I think, like 5 to 7 wins. That's it. I know some people might say otherwise, but to me, that's kind of where I think they're going to finish. I got to push this list down. They're non-AFC East / NFC South / AFC North team that they play Washington and the Texans, and those are both after Deshaun gets back. So I'm giving them wins there. But they do play the Chargers before. So that's either going to be Jacoby Brissett, Joshua Dobbs, Josh Rosen. Big Josh Rosen guy. Give him his chance. But that's really where I think you're looking at. The Chargers probably lost. There's a bunch of hard games in there. So, oh my God, we did it. We hit the downtown. Oh my Atlanta. Okay, we're going to put that right there. We're going to hold that. That's going to be till the end of the video. Oh my God. I've been literally going through this with a buddy of mine. We're talking about how many boxes are grabbed, how, if we were lucky enough to hit a downtown, what our odds were so far going through all this. And we're like, oh yeah, because I picked up for this video and for this series, I picked up a bunch of the Optic Blasters that were left at my Walmart. He actually went back. I left 2. He went back, grabbed the other 2. I had 2 other ones set aside for my buddy Trevor. And out of a case, you should possibly hit 1 downtown. That could be huge. So we're going to get into that. Oh my God, I'm so excited. We got Larry Johnson. We got Tom Brady. And we got the Detroit Lions. So, and then behind that for the Green Bay Packers, we got Kylan Hill, which is kind of fitting. So backdrop of the day, we got the Steelers. We got the Bengals with Joe Burrow, and then we got the explosive with Aaron Rodgers, kind of some NFC North and NFC and AFC North, teams. But yeah, Cleveland, I just think before getting Deshaun back, I think the defense is really good. I think that offensive line can be really good. I think Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, I think they're really good. Amari Cooper, no one's talking about him, is good. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I think he could be really good. But I just think it's going to be too much, right? You're getting to 11, 12 games before, Deshaun gets back. That's a long time, right? Without your starting quarterback, 11 games without him. It's a big one. Justin Jefferson, J.K. Dobbins, another Ian Book. I think this is our second or third Ian Book so far. And then we got a Jerry Jeudy. So there we go. Put those aside over there. Next up, we got Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to be the third team in the AFC North. 7 to 8 wins. I don't know if they get much more than that. The teams they play outside of the AFC East, NFC South, and obviously the North, they play the Eagles. So a little harder than Washington. They do play the Colts, and they play the Raiders. So Colts, once again, they did definitely have the harder schedule. Eagles, Colts, but I just think playing Cleveland once probably, playing a couple of other teams, it's just having, and once again, their quarterback situation isn't good either. I just think their defense is probably a little better overall. Even though I do like Greg Newsome, I like Denzel Ward, everything with the Cleveland Browns. But I just think Pittsburgh as a whole has a little bit more. It's just Mike Tomlin, I guess. It's just having that there. That's why I'm kind of giving them the boost. Josh Allen, Cam Akers, another Green Bay Packer, Eric Stokes. How every one of these videos I've had like a run on the divisions we're dealing with here. And this looks like it's going to be a Vince Young for the Tennessee Titans in the Retro Series. So no big hits yet, other than, I say no big hits. There's literally a downtown there staring at me. I just see it glimmering. Next up, and I had a hard time with this, and I was kind of going back and forth, and it literally came down to this. And like I said, this is why you really got to look at the teams that these guys are playing and the schedules. Because overall, I think the Bengals might be a little better. But the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow right there, they play Dallas, which Dallas is not going to be a pushover team with that defense, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Tennessee Titans. So if you go 2-1 there, you're doing really good. But there's a chance with those three teams that you go 0-3. Right? Or 1-2, like that right there. That could be enough that kind of bumps you down that 1 or 2 wins from where the Ravens are going to be. Derek Barnett, Eric Metcalf for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kyle Trask, because I'm telling you, I will be the richest man in the world with Kyle Trask. I haven't bought a single one just from pulling him. And then we got for the Washington Commanders, Jamin Davis, because he's my best buddy. I just love to pull him so much. So there we go. Once again, Kyle Trask, I pulled so many of him in everything. Prism and Optic and you name it, I've pulled them. But yeah, so I don't know. I just think the Bengals, it's also hard. They got so lucky there. They're like just health-wise, I do think just having competent offensive linemen, I think is going to help there. They didn't go to like A+ offensive line, but they did go from like, D level offensive line to like C+, B- offensive line play. So I think they'll be good there. Jamar Chase, well, what does he do in his second year? I think he'll still do good, but I think a lot of teams are going to focus on him more. Where last year, teams just didn't seem to like really game plan for it. I think they'll do a lot of kind of what the Rams did with kind of that 2-man, on him. But we'll have to wait and see. Once again, Joe Burrow, I think he's awesome. Think he can do it. Think he can, be good for a long time. But it's just, once again, you got to stay healthy, right? You got to have all the things break right for you. We'll have to wait and see. But just like I said, those Dallas, KC, Tennessee, that's kind of the issue with me. Randall Cobb, Javon Holland. Once again, I'm gonna be a millionaire if he hits. And a James Robinson. So another the rookies, Kyle Trask. Before I grab the other blaster, finish off with the Ravens. I think the Bengals probably finish around 10 wins, maybe 11 wins. Might be able to push it, but 10 wins is kind of where I kind of thought for the Ravens or for the Bengals. Ravens, I'm thinking like 11 to 12. Now, the big part of that, the Ravens just have to stay healthy. They lost everybody last year. They lost 12 running backs. They lost Lamar Jackson. They lost Ronnie Stanley, their left tackle, who's a monster for the entire season. They lost everybody last year. Just every person you can imagine, they just lost. So, yeah, you're going to be hurting. And so I think this year, plus the Lamar Jackson, revenge tour of, showing people. And then here's the teams they play. So instead of Dallas and KC and Tennessee or the Eagles and the Colts and the Raiders, the Ravens play the Jaguars, the Giants, and the Broncos. That's 2-1 at least, and I think they can beat the Broncos too. So I think 3-0 is easy for that. I think that's just the bump you need, that 1 or 2 extra games than what you're going to get out of the other ones. They also played the Browns once before, the Deshaun Watson gets back. So they play one, right before he gets back. I don't know. I just think the Ravens fit there once again. If you guys think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Getting on to the NFC North. I screwed up. I scribbled out NFC North first, so I'm like keep on seeing an A there instead of an N. They play the AFC East and the NFC East. Right? Is that what that says? I think so. So that's who they're playing. So you're talking Bills. That's AFC East? Yep. So you're playing Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets once again, and then NFC East. So you're playing Dallas, Giants, Philly, and Washington. So there's your 3, teams, or 4 teams there. We're going to start at the bottom. It's a team it's another one. The GM left them in a terrible spot. It's Chicago Bears. I had a hard time putting them at like 4 wins. Like 4 wins, I think, is doing really good. Maybe Justin Fields takes a huge step. I just don't know who he's throwing to. I like Darnell Mooney. Is Darnell Mooney a wide receiver 1? Probably not, right? Roquan Smith, that whole thing. Defense is still probably pretty good. It's a new coach. There's always that little bit of a learning problem there. But the big thing is they don't have anything. The GM before them just didn't know what he was doing. They gave him the keys to the franchise right before he got fired. Kind of the same situation as the Jets before Joe Douglas got there. And then Chicago, the teams they play that aren't a part of those divisions we were mentioning, the 49ers, so there's a loss for sure. The Texans, which could easily beat Chicago, right? They're kind of in that same realm. The Davis Mills, the Justin Fields, and then they'll probably beat the Falcons because the Falcons kind of stink. But even then, Marcus Mariota might get a little, pushy there. So they play the Jets. They play the Giants. Like, there's a chance for them to get 4, but I think with saying they played the Jets once, the Giants once, and beating Tennessee and the Falcons, I think that was their 4 wins. Maybe they win more, but I was keeping them at the bottom. So on to the first pack. Brian Fitzpatrick, Alex Leatherwood, and Gridiron, Javonte Williams. And for the Miami Dolphins, Hunter Long. So rookie hits there. That's my thing on the Chicago. I think they're going to be good. I think they have a chance in the future. I think Justin Fields hopefully will get a chance to actually show his worth before this regime's done. Hopefully they can kind of put up with him and say, okay, well, I understand we're not the ones that drafted you, but we're still going to build around you. Obviously that always gets a little dicey. Myles Gaskin, Trey Sermon. Oh my God, we hit 2 downtowns. Oh, okay. This video is going to get interesting at the end. Oh my Lanta. I'm so happy. I took my buddy's packs and I swear to you, I put them aside. There was 2 packs. I put them aside over there. I let him pick from a picture, everything. How am I supposed to live through this? Let's go. I'm glad I'm only opening 2 here. If I was opening 3, I'd be losing it right now. Amari Cooper, Hunter Long in the base. And for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, once again, Kyle Trask going to be a millionaire if this guy ever hits. So Tom Brady should retire right now. I'll have every Kyle Trask card you need. Tom Brady just has to admit that he doesn't want to play football any longer. And I will be, once again, the richest man in the world because of Kyle Trask. Next, I totally got back into ripping and totally, that downtown just screwed me up. Next team, third, and this is kind of obvious, but it's the Detroit Lions. They got the Hard Knocks series. Great. Dan Campbell, super motivator, great. Jamal Williams, I love the talks, but maybe a little bit too much during preseason to 97 guys that, 40 of those won't be on the roster come here in a month. But I like the Lions as a whole. I think Jared Goff's a competent quarterback, right? He's not great, obviously, but he's not the worst. But they also play the Seahawks. They stink. They play the Jags. Could be back and forth, whatever that is. And they also play Carolina, which I think Baker and them will do pretty good, but that's who they play. I see them beating up on Chicago probably twice. I see them beating up on probably the Jets. Now that could go either way, and I can see them probably beating up on the Giants. Overall, I see the Lions probably finish around 7 wins. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I really like DJ Shark. I like the receiver they got. I want to say Javonte Williams, but that's a running back for Denver. Williams, the receiver. They got him. And here we go. Jacob Harris with a Dak Prescott behind it. So yeah, I just don't see them having enough yet. Which would anybody blame me for saying that? Probably not, right? I don't think the Lions have it. Defense, fine. I like, Penei Sewell. He's a good starting left tackle. Hopefully Jeff Okudah can kind of come back, be a little bit more himself. There's a couple things for the Lions. I think they're trying to get it. Aiden Hutchinson, I think he could be a pro right from the get-go, which is kind of what you want to see. Lots of options for them, but I just don't see it being enough for the Lions to really make that big jump to like 10 wins or whatever they, So I've heard some people say like 10 wins. They're crazy, but maybe not. Next up, it is going to be, what is going on here? Danielle Hunter, Jake Funk. This is My House, isn't it? Yeah, My House. Patty Mahomes. Man, these are some freaking stacked blasters. Oh my God. My buddy's going to be so cranky. There we go. My House, Patty Mahomes, Optic Hollow. His prices are kind of down. I don't understand it. I'm a Chargers fan, so I get it. I understand. Oh yeah, by the way, we're in the top place here. Minnesota's the second team. I just don't see them being able to overthrow Green Bay. I don't care that Green Bay has a bunch of basic receivers. They still have this guy, okay? Aaron Rodgers, 2-time back-to-back MVP, 4-time MVP overall. Only 1-time Super Bowl champion. It's a team game, ladies and gentlemen. But I think Minnesota, both teams are going to have a tough year. Minnesota plays the Cardinals, the Colts, and the Saints. There's no easy team there. There's no easy game in any of those. All of them are going to be hard, but I think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. I know he's not the trendy thing. I know he's not a popular opinion. I think Justin Jefferson's going to probably, could cement himself as the best receiver in all of football this year. Would anybody be surprised? Dalvin Cook has to stay a little bit more healthy. That'd be the big thing there. But Adam Thielen, if he can stay, Amir Smith-Marset, I like him. There's just a bunch of guys that I think could do really well this year. Always some questions there, but overall I think they're pretty good. You still got Harrison Smith over there on the defensive side of it. Big fan of him. Big fan of that whole thing. I for some reason I believe in Minnesota. I still think they're going to be pretty good. Now they're obviously not my top team. They'll probably finish anywhere between that 8 and 10 wins, probably, right? Kind of figures out to how they would be, 9, 10 probably, right? Just over that 500 mark. I think they'll be good. I think once again, Kirk Cousins is a good NFL quarterback. I think he's the top half of that league, that top 16, right? Right around there. I think he's better than Jared Goff, and I think he's better than Justin Fields. For me, it's about quarterbacks and how I'm going to pick who's probably going to be at the top of that list. So here we go. Cam Akers, Devontae Parker, Greg Arusso, And for the Miami Dolphins, a Javon Holland. But none of you guys care about that. You literally care about what these two are. So this was the second one. I can't believe this right now. We got, of course, for the Green Bay Packers, who is the number one team on my list. Once again, I'm not a Green Bay Packers fan. I just like good football. And Aaron Rodgers plays really good football. For the Green Bay Packers, Eric Stokes. So there we go. Eric Stokes in the purple shock. There we go. How are we going to do this? The downtown. I've never pulled a downtown before. All of a sudden I pull Orgenesis, and I've hit both now in the last little bit. This is awesome. Green Bay, top of my list. It is what it is. So here we go. First one. Is that... It's Chase Young, isn't it? Chase Young downtown. Not quite the one we want. Hopefully the other one's a little better. But look at that. My first downtown is a Chase Young. Looking good. Looking good. Put that on a stand. Throw in a top loader too. Do these have a print line issue? Kind of like the Kabooms. Doesn't look like it. Maybe a little top heavy. I don't know how that whole thing works with the bottom. Not really an expert when it comes to the downtowns, but there we go. Boom, downtown of Chase Young. That's awesome. But yeah, before I get to the last one, I pulled lots of Green Bay Packers in this, which is kind of very fitting. Green Bay. Now they have a tough schedule. They play Tampa Bay, they play the Rams, and they play Tennessee. None of those games are a cakewalk, especially for, once again, a team with a bunch of first year, Christian Watson, get Alan Lazard, get all these, receivers that you're not sure what they're going to do. Obviously, Devontae Adams is gone, but you still got A.J. Dillon, you still got Aaron Jones, and you still got Aaron Rodgers. That's enough for me. Bob Tunyon looks like he's going to be back in time. Robert Tunyon looks like Bakhtiari is going to be back. The right tackle that they drafted in the 4th round, he looks pretty decent apparently coming into camp. So there's exciting times for that. I'm sure a lot of fans of other teams are punching the air, myself included, because I could really use a right tackle over with the Chargers. But it's obviously how you develop them too. It's just it's Aaron Rodgers, and then that defense. That's the part that people don't even think about. You just have the defense. You got Rashawn Gary and Jair Alexander and Smith, and you just go down through the list, and it's so many guys that are really good. Eric Stokes is over there. I think he played pretty well last year. Once again, you just go through it. There's so many good players over there. How do you say no, right? How do you say that team? I got them winning like 12 to 13 games, and that's even me like kicking it back a little bit. But 12 to 13 games I think is easy. So like a 12-5, a 13-4. Would anybody be surprised? No. Once again, I'm not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers. The defense was really good last year. Probably going to be really good again. And then it's just Aaron Rodgers. Once again, back-to-back MVPs. Yes, I understand. Devontae's gone, but see if he can still do it without Devontae. So here we go. Going to try to pick this up. The back card. It's again kind of fitting. We were talking about the Steelers earlier. Pat Freiermuth in the orange or the purple shock. We got LaVisca. We got Najee Harris once again. Very fitting. And then so the bottom is there. Wish me luck, everybody. So it's not the same ear. That's good. You can't make this shit up. Aaron Rodgers downtown after I just talked about the... I just said the man's praises for the last 10 minutes. As I'm wearing the jersey, in the NFC North, I finish it off. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I don't even know what to say right now. That is, oh, that is so funny. Yeah, no, Green Bay. I think they're going to be really good, and it's because of that guy right there, Aaron Rodgers. He's in the background. He's now at the downtown. I just think they're going to be really good. So maybe if you guys think differently, let me know about any of those Ravens, Bengals. That might be a little bit of a testy one with some of you guys on here. Cleveland, Chicago, Lions, Minnesota, Green Bay. Like, where do you guys see everyone landing? Let me know your guys' rankings of each division. We're going to do, I got one more of these to do. If you haven't checked out the other two, go check those out. They're definitely out there. I did the East and I did the South so far. So I did all those. We're going to go to the West for the next one. So the buzzsaw of a division that my Chargers are in, put the Chiefs and the Chargers and the Raiders and the Broncos. And then obviously you have, 49ers, Cardinals, Rams, and who's the last team there? Cardinals, 49ers. Oh, don't I have this over here? One of these? Seahawks. Their Seahawks going to be terrible. Seahawks are in the bottom of the list. I'm telling you that right now. We'll start that off. Anyways, hopefully everyone enjoyed this. This is funny. And for Erica from the bench, make sure you like and subscribe for more stuff like this. For Erica from the bench, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.